The following is a presentation of the Vol Network. Closed captioning provided by the University of Tennessee full-time MBA program. Learn, transform, lead. It all starts here. This is Tennessee football and the beginning of the Butch Jones era.
I want the whole city of Knoxville to know that it's football time in Tennessee.
For the next 60 minutes, you're tuned to the Vol Network, documenting the most storied program in college football. Welcome to the Butch Jones Show, hosted by Tennessee head football coach Butch Jones and the Vol Network's Bob Kessling. Brought to you by the one bank that backs the Big Orange like no other, First Tennessee, the official bank of the Vols. By your local Ford dealer. Go further on a Tennessee Saturday. Visit your local Ford dealer, proud sponsors of UT football. By Dish, proud to be an official sponsor of the Big Orange. Catch the Vols on Dish. And by Farm Bureau Insurance. With agents in more communities than any other insurer, Tennessee turns to Farm Bureau Insurance, the official insurance of the Vols. Now, the Butch Jones Show.
I think our overall style of play is still developing, by which we want to play defense, the way we want to play offense, the way we want to play special teams. It's our players understanding consistency and performance and taking pride in their performance, and not just on game day, but throughout the course of the week of preparation.
Tim, one of those challenges you get as a football player on a national stage and a chance to shock a lot of folks.
At the top of the broadcast, you said it well. This is the biggest challenge of any team playing in the country today, playing Oregon on the road.
It's a tremendous, tremendous challenge, but it's also a great opportunity. And we have to have a great week of preparation.
You're listening in Big Orange Country. Glad to have you with us today from a loud Autzen Stadium. Pilardi approaches, and it's football time in Tennessee.
Tennessee travels out to Oregon to face the second-ranked Ducks, Tennessee's first road trip of the year. And, Coach, you'd mentioned the fact it was going to be a challenge, and there was a very good Oregon football team you ran up against.
Well, it was a challenge, and we had the opportunity to go on the road and play one of the upper echelon football programs in all of college football for the last 4 or 5 years. And, we knew we had to play a mistake-free football game, and we did the things that you can't do when you play a team like Oregon. And we didn't have any big plays on offense. Defensively, we talked about lost leverage. We couldn't give up lost leverage. That makes big plays occur. And, third down, I didn't think we possessed the ball enough offensively. So a lot of teaching points. It is what it is. We need to go back. We just need to regroup and continue to get better and better and learn from this.
First quarter, though, was a bright spot. First 7 minutes, your team played extremely well, and then Oregon came back and kind of made big plays and took the game away from you. But you had to be happy with how you started the game at least.
Well, the way we started, we can't turn the football over. And we turned the football over on the first possession. However, I thought our defense really responded. And they miss a field goal, and then we force a 3-and-out. And really, that's how you beat Oregon. As I thought we played complementary football, and then we had a big play on offense. We had the big play to Josh Smith. And then on a 3rd and goal, our quarterback, Justin Worley, does a great job, pushes the pocket and finds Jason Kroom on the corner route for a touchdown. And that's the way you beat Oregon. And I thought, the first quarter, I thought we played exceptionally well. And really, it's 11 minutes to go in the second quarter, and it's 17-7, and they have 3rd and long. And still the game is very in hand. And but we didn't make the critical plays at the critical stages of the game that you need to make to be able to beat a team like Oregon.
You, Coach, won't make injuries an excuse, but you had really lost your top 3 slot receivers, so you really had to change the game plan on Wednesday. That's very difficult for an offense.
It was devastating for us. And, you lose Darrin Young the week before, and then in the middle of the week you lose Alton Howard and Jonathan Johnson. And there's so much to when you call a game. It all starts with players. You never think plays. You think players, formations, and personnel groupings, and then the plays. And so, we had to have changed the game plan a little bit. But again, that's opportunity for other individuals to step up. And I thought, we need to run the ball more efficiently and more effectively in order to continue to progress as the season progresses.
And you're still looking for playmakers on offense.
Well, we have to. We found the first possession, we go down, we score, we had a 50-some-odd yard pass play, and you can't be perfect in the world of college football. Oregon's a great illustration. We do a great job of stopping them, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's a big splash play, and we have to continue to find out who our playmakers are.
So Tennessee played on the national stage Saturday at Oregon. We'll show you highlights next here on the Butch Jones Show.
Our Adidas Ball Scholar of the Week is Marcus Jackson. The junior from Vero Beach, Florida, has stepped outside the box academically, majoring in geology.
Marcus is one of those individuals that came into this knowing that he wanted to be a little bit different. We went through the process of major selection like we do with him, with every other guy. And he's a guy that found a passion and an interest in geology. Works extremely closely with Dr. Emery over in Earth and Planetary Sciences and gets a lot of hands-on experience for something that will help him in a career once he graduates.
A childhood interest in outer space sparked the offensive lineman's interest in the natural sciences.
I'm interested in space a lot, and I really wanted to get to touch an object from outer space like an asteroid or a meteorite. And looking from that, you can actually see what built the Earth from the solar nebula theory, in theory what it was actually made out of.
Congratulations to Marcus Jackson, our Adidas Ball Scholar of the Week.
Tennessee plays its first road game of the season at Oregon. Of course, it's West Coast, 2,500 miles away from the Tennessee campus. But you try to keep the team on East Coast time, basically. I mean, you didn't want to get into all that West Coast, Pacific Coast stuff, did you?
No, what we've learned over a course of time is, you don't want to make too big a deal of it. So we actually stayed on Tennessee time and, did everything accordingly like it was a 3:30 start game for us.
And your team came out and I thought, as we mentioned before, was ready to play at the opening kickoff, and that's always a good sign for your as a coach for your team.
Well, they were ready, and again, we followed the game plan to winning, and but we didn't do it consistently, and then we let the game get out of hand in critical stretches down the game.
So Tennessee wins the opening toss, defers, and Oregon sends its offense out on the field to begin the contest at Autzen Stadium. 57,000 fans, but it was a loud venue. And, Coach, your defense came up big on this first possession.
Well, I thought we were breaking and driving on the football. I thought we got a push up front, really starting the game. And, we were swarming to the ball, and you can see that here.
So this is the third down play.
3rd and 8. And our defense does a great job, forces a 3 and out, and that was great to see.
But you mentioned the second play. Here's the big turnover.
Yes, things that we haven't done all year. And again, we got to take care of the football. And the one thing you don't see is the individual who generates the strip was being blocked by our slot receiver, and that's part of taking care of the football.
So Oregon trying to take advantage of that turnover, and the Tennessee defense comes up big on this drive.
Well, you can see, I thought we tackled well in this drive. Again, we gave them a short field, and I thought our defense, again, was very opportunistic. We owned the line of scrimmage. We were disciplined in our eye discipline, which we talk about, and, those are the things that it takes, to defeat a team as talented as Oregon.
So a 3rd and 10, they attempt a field goal and miss it. And so Tennessee and Oregon still tied, zip, zip.
Again, first play of a series, Marlon does a great job on the power play, gets us 7 yards. Now we're ahead of the sticks, 2nd 3, and then this is the big splash play, Bob, that we're talking about, that we need more of this. Pass to Josh Smith, who does a great job of catching, advancing the football. You see the effort of Marlon Lane, and those are big chunk plays that we continually need to generate.
That was a 51-yard pass, and now the running play to Rajon Neal picks up another first down.
Again, another big play, 12-yard gain. And then this was a great throw, great catch, and I thought Justin really attacked it with his throw. There was no hesitancy at all. And then Jason Kroom scores his first collegiate touchdown.
Also his first catch in his Tennessee career. But then Oregon gets the offense cranked up.
Well, again, we bend, but we don't break. We have a big sack here by Marlon Walls that does a great job. And then, everything in the red zone is forcing them to kick field goals and not giving up 7 points. And, Tavares Salisbury was developing, is probably playing the best of any defensive lineman the last couple weeks.
But Tennessee holds Oregon to a field goal, and really in that situation, that was a win. It was 7-3 Tennessee at this point.
Again, you can see the athleticism, and again, missed assignment, all eye discipline, and the tight end becomes a factor in the game, and then you see missed tackles, and I think you see their speed and their skill set really start to expose us in space.
and that's Josh Huff on a touchdown reception. And now we move to the third quarter, and again, Oregon still with the foot on the gas pedal.
Well, again, we do a great job of forcing 3rd and long, 3rd and 10, and then we lose contain on the quarterback, and then their linebacker had the tight end man-to-man and just didn't cover him. And those are things that you can't do. And then you start to see we're not making plays now. We have to be able to catch the football and run the ball efficiently. Again, I thought Marlon Lane played hard all game long.
And this is another indication. This is a pass to the freshman Marquez North. Has a chance to get the first down.
You learn, first of all, it starts with the point man being able to make the block, and we had made the play similar, same situation for a first down earlier in the game.
So now it's fourth quarter, and Nathan Peterman in at quarterback and put together really a nice drive here.
Well, I thought our offensive line came off the football. I thought our backs, ran north and south. I thought Tom Smith really came in and really ran the ball hard. And again, Tom Smith is a north and south runner. And I think as the season progresses, you're going to see more of him at the running back position.
Good catch by Jacob Carter. That was on a 4th down conversion, 4th and 8.
Yes, and that keeps the drive alive. And then again, running hard north and south. And the one thing about our players is they didn't quit. And that was great to see.
Alden Hill, his first carry of the game, and he goes in for his first Tennessee touchdown. As Tennessee puts together a nice drive to make it 59-14. Little positive energy at the end of the game for your team.
Well, there was, and I wanted to see how our team would respond, and you see this with the evidence of that last drive with Alden Hill scoring a touchdown here. But I wanted to look back and I wanted to see how would our players respond, and there was no quit. And then after the game, our team was extremely disappointed, which they should. And I told our football team this, is losing is not an option. Losing will not be tolerated here at the University of Tennessee. But we're also going through that phase of developing our football team. Is it going to take time? Absolutely. But I'm not down. I'm ready to go to work today, and I need all our fans out there. Hey, we talked about this. This is the schedule we're playing. This is where we're at in the program, but we're going to keep building it. That's where that brick by brick. We have to stay positive, and we need to continue to focus on the small details. And if everyone continues to buy in like they are and keep working, we're going to be fine. But we have to develop our players, and we have to recruit. It is what it is.
When we come back, we'll take a look at one of the leaders in this Tennessee team, Tavis Sapp, here on the Butch Jones Show.
Early makes a handoff this time. Back to throw, looking to a deep out. That pass is complete to the 40-yard line, the midfield. Down the near sideline, Josh Smith to the 30 and out of bounds inside the Oregon 25-yard line. Back to throw, looks, fires for the end zone. The pass is going to be caught. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Tavis Sapp only knows one way to play football.
He ain't no push around, He's a lion in the jungle.
He out there busting his tail each day in practice, getting better as a player, and just pushing each other and pushing me as a player and pushing the team to just get better.
I just try to do everything right, get the younger guys to follow me, do the things that I'm doing, because I know if I do it, they'll look at me and see, well, if that guy can do it, I know I can do it.
The senior from Valdosta, Georgia, first made an impact on Rocky Top playing special teams.
If you play great special teams, it makes offense and defense a lot easier, So, if I can go down there and get a punt down, a punt inside the 5 or the 10, defense is a lot easier. The percentage of scoring goes down.
If coach needs somebody to fill in the spot, he was the guy to do it, and he's always just out there busting his tail in practice and getting the job done and real coachable as a player.
1st and 10. Western Kentucky, handoff tailback, and be wrapped up and dropped at the 29. Ball comes free. Tennessee thinks they got it.
Sapp played through his blocker, and he hit the runner straight up and pulled the ball out before he could get to the ground.
They had a run play, one we had seen all week long. We practiced all week. So when I seen it, I knew it was coming. I came in, wrapped the guy up. My team, I think Daniel Hood was there with me, on the tackle. And, he held him up, and I just, what Coach Jones like to call start the lawnmower.
Something the coach preached all spring, all fall, start the mower, and
Sapp wanted to be the best and try to make that play, and he did it.
And it was so clean. That was like a clinic. It was a clinic take. So it was just really exciting, and it was a great feeling seeing him do it. Everybody around him getting hyped and stuff, and I know the coaches love it too because we practice it all the time, and he just pulled it off just perfect.
Tavis Sapp, linebacker, University of Tennessee.
Playing linebacker here, you know, it brings a lot of history and tradition. You know, we had Al Wilson, Leonard Love a little bit, Ray Knox Thompson. You know, we pretty much have to be, you know, those guys on the field, you know, especially on defense, knowing where everybody lines up, knowing what everybody is supposed to do. So it's special, you know, we just try to add on to that tradition.
For the Butch Jones Show, I'm Rick Russo.
Tavis Sapp has been a great story, just the improvement he's made, not only as a football player, but as a person and a leader on this team.
Tavis Sapp, he's a great illustration of what we expect in our football program from a senior. The senior leadership, the buy-in, everything he does, he's first in line. And he's coming to me every day, what do you need, coach, what do you need, coach? But also, he's taking it to the game field. You know, starting the lawnmower, his energy, he's a starter on every single one of our special teams. And unfortunately, he didn't finish the game at Oregon this past Saturday, and we really could have feel the effects of not having him on the field.
And he has been a guy that really has made such great strides since last year even, and he's kind of taken the game, and he's a student of the game now, and that's a pleasing part as a coach to see a young man really develop like this.
No question. You know, great term you talk about, student of the game. He's in our offices every day, but not just watching defense, but watching special teams. And you heard in that clip, you heard him speak about watching the film and knowing that run play was coming. And that's what it takes. And that's when we talk about playing winning football. That's what we're trying to build here, is that culture, that championship culture, that these players need to know that they need to come in on their own. You know, it's more than just coming to practice. It's putting in that extra time, you know, in order to be successful on game day.
Tavis Sapp, one of the leaders on this Tennessee football team. What's going on in social media now? Here's Sarah Mitchell.
It's time once again to take a look at some of the best and most interesting posts on social media last week. To start us off, our NFL Vols didn't disappoint on Monday night. Dallas Cowboys tight end Jason Witten hauled in 8 passes for 70 yards and 2 touchdowns to seal a 36-31 victory against the New York Giants. Speaking of VFLs, do you remember this play from the 1998 National Championship game?
This will be Outson getting the snap out of the shotgun. Outson steps back, looks, pumps, throwing the ball deep downfield for Cole. It is going to be, I think, intercepted. It is intercepted by Tennessee. With the ball, this is Steve Johnson, who makes the interception at the 40, back to the 45, back to the 50, down to the 45-yard line. Defensive back Steve Johnson tweeted this new addition to the Vol family. We're excited to see what the future holds for Little Calix. And Jawan James offered a light moment during this week of intensity. He tweeted this fortune cookie wisdom to Justin Worley. It's good the guys know how to have fun with each other. And we have no doubt Jawan will always have Justin's back. Well, that's a wrap on this week's Vol Football Media Mash. Be sure to tweet me your best Tennessee pictures at SarahUTK, and you could have a chance at making an appearance on the show next week. Don't go away, the Butch Jones Show will be right back.
That was already in my mind that, you know, they were going to be comparing me to my dad and, you know, doing certain things. That's one of the main reasons why I wanted to play defense, you know, because I wanted to make my own legacy.
It sound like 007 and 64.
Eric Berry, you could hear that crack all the way up here.
Yeah.
Boy, what a hitter. He just ear-holding that time, Sam, just cracked him to the sideline.
I wanted to carry the Berry name in a different way. You know, I didn't want everybody to just compare me to him or say I was, you know, like him. And if anything, they would have say I was like him. I would like them to say I was, you know, a good person. I had great character and I worked hard. But as far as just trying to just ride his coattail, I wasn't going to do that. I was going to make a name for myself.
Eric Berry, Eric Berry, Eric Berry, Eric Berry.
Tennessee is Tennessee. I miss it,
It's football time in Tennessee.
My first Vol walk as a freshman was something that I never even, imagine happening. So it was just a total different experience for me, just seeing so many people excited about a football game. But coming from Tennessee, that's what you expect. You expect fans to be out there 3 and 4 hours before the game, tailgating, everybody cheering and hollering before the games even started. I really felt like Knoxville had a big part of me growing up as a person, as a man. I think Knoxville is just one of those places where the whole community embrace you. The friendships I made, I still have my friends that I played with, we're still working out to this day. I support them to the fullest, and especially he's coming in and doing it the right way, I believe. I'm excited. I just want the guys to, buy in. That's the only thing they got to do is just buy in and just work hard. I think Tennessee will be back where it's supposed to be.
Tennessee's Eric Berry, an All-American and an All-American person as well.
No doubt. And over the course of 9 months being here, I've had the tremendous privilege and opportunity to really get to know Eric and his family, and first-class individuals. And he used that term that we talk about all the time, legacy, leaving your legacy. And Eric Berry has left his legacy in our football program, and very proud of him, and very proud of that relationship that is formed. And we're going to get Tennessee football back. I can promise you that. It's going to take some time, but Eric means so much to us. And again, he's a great illustration of an individual who left here, who bleeds orange, and he's carried that to the National Football League, and that legacy now that he's creating for himself at the next level.
And a kind of reminder of Tennessee every time he plays for the Chiefs, because he wears number 29 in honor of his teammate here at Tennessee, Inky Johnson.
Well, again, I think that speaks volumes of his character. And, Inky's another individual who I've really grown a very strong relationship with. And that's Eric Berry. You wouldn't expect nothing but that.
Absolutely. Eric Berry, one of the great Tennessee Volunteers. When we come back, we'll ask the coach on the Butch Jones Show.
Time out to check the stats. Brought to you by Dish.
Philip Fulmer's 152 career victories is just 21 short of Robert Nealon's win total as head coach at UT. Fulmer took the reins at Rocky Top and over 16 seasons led the Vols to 6 East Division titles, 2 conference championships, and the 1998 National Championship. Check the stats. 40 of Philip Fulmer's 152 victories came during the tenure of the class of 1997. The 97 class members closed out their careers with an SEC championship. 8 players from this remarkable group were drafted into the NFL.
Check the stats. Only from Dish do you get the Hopper Whole Home HD DVR. Learn more at dishballs.com. Catch the Vols on Dish, official sponsor of the Big Orange.
It's time now for Ask the Coach, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Currently serving Vol fans with 7 Tennessee locations and online 24/7 at academy.com.
This one comes from Chuck Elliott, and he talks about the movement in Oregon's defense. They were really good, weren't they, Saturday?
Well, they were good, and they're a veteran group, and they run a 50 front, a 3-down front, but it's a little bit different because they play what we call 4 techniques. They head up over the tackles and head up nose, and very active. But I think what really makes them is the back end of their defense. Veteran group who can play man coverage, and anytime you can play man coverage, you're going to have an opportunity to really create and affect the quarterback and the run game.
Another challenge this week going to Florida, though, for your football team. Now it's a bounce-back week, isn't it?
Well, it is, and it's everything at getting our players back, and our players understand, again, another challenge of going on the road, playing at Florida. Very, very talented defensive front and great team speed as well. So it's going to be a great challenge, but I said it when the season started. This team will be defined on how resilient we are, how we suffer and manage our adversities, and this is a great example, and I expect our football team to come back today and be ready to go.
Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck against the Gators this week.
Thank you.
Butch Jones' comments as Tennessee looks ahead of the Florida Gators, and we'll talk to Tennessee running back Coach Robert Gillespie next here on the Butch Jones Show.
Time now for the Tennessee Top 5, brought to you by Hyundai.
Mariota out of the shotgun, back to throw again. And this time it's going to be decked back at the 15-yard line. Tennessee gets Corey Miller back there for the sack.
Come off the ball, overset by the tackle. I kind of undercut the pass set, and it happened to be wide open.
Second out and 5 at the Oregon 9-yard line. Peterman, handoff, tailback. Hill makes it to the end zone and scores. Alden Hill, a touchdown for Tennessee from 8 yards out. Mariota looking. He's going to be almost sacked. Now he is sacked. Marlon Walls got him back at the 18-yard line.
They tried to cut the whole D-line or whatever. It was supposed to be a quick pass. And I think our DBs did a great job of covering. And I think I saw Travaris Salisbury go in. He missed first. And when I saw it, I just went and attacked him, man. It's just, I think it was an overall collective good job by the D-line.
Worley makes a handoff this time. Back to throw. Looking to a deep out. That pass is complete to the 40-yard line, the midfield. Down the near sideline, Josh Smith to the 30 and out of bounds inside the Oregon 25-yard line.
It was one of our design kind of shot plays that we have. Josh did a great job of getting open and making the play in space, being able to advance the ball down the field.
Worley waiting for the snap, gets it, back to throw, looks, fires for the end zone. The pass is going to be caught. Touchdown, Tennessee. Jason Kroom, his first career catch, and it'll be one he'll remember for a long, long time.
I mean, I was excited. I got my first touchdown. And my first down was my first catch. That was huge. That was a big confidence booster for Jason. Him catching another corner, one that he dropped the previous week. So that was good to see him make that play.
Top 5 plays from Tennessee's game against the Oregon Ducks. Now joined by John Bryce of VolQuest.com. And also joining us is Tennessee running back coach Robert Gillespie. Coach, thanks for coming in today. Alden Hill got his first touchdown, so I know that put a smile on your face.
He did. Obviously we were excited for him to get a chance to get in the game late and play. And, hopefully that's something he can build upon. First game he put the ball on the ground, he was down on himself. So it was good that our offense kept going at the end of the game, never gave up, and they were able to put some points on the board.
I think Alden Hill was your 4th or 5th ball carrier in that game on Saturday. You've been leading with Rajon Neal and Marlon Lane. What do you like about the dynamics of those two?
They're all different. Obviously Rajon and Marlon have the most experience. I think they really complement each other. Hopefully one of those guys really emerges as the lead guy, but right now I think they give us a really good change up and we're able to keep guys fresh in the game.
Talk about the Tennessee offense now under Coach Butch Jones and how important the running game is to it. He stresses it all the time that for this offense to really be good, you've got to be able to run the ball consistently and well.
There's no doubt that the strongest part of our offense right now is the offensive line. Those guys have played a lot of games together, had a lot of starts, and so we understand that the running game has to be effective in order to take pressure off a new quarterback and some young guys on the perimeter. So like I said, we talk about it all the time as a staff. I talk to the running backs about it every day. That in order for us to be successful, we have to be able to run the ball and control the line of scrimmage.
I don't think I've ever heard you finish a drill on the practice field without saying finish, finish, finish. It's a point of emphasis. Every day you want the team to sort of adopt your personality. Are you seeing the guys finish runs the way that they need to?
Slowly but surely. There's good and bad. We have to become a more consistent group. It can't be something we turn the light switch on and off. It has to be something we do every day. Finishing in the classroom, finishing on the football field, but it all begins in finishing in practice. So that's one thing we talk about all the time is that we have to be great finishers in order to be great running backs.
This Tennessee offense doesn't use a fullback, so the running back has to be very much involved in pass protection. So they got to be able to run, but they also got to be pretty tough because they got to pick up those linebackers and the guys that are blitzing from the corners.
Well, I think that's what sets you apart as a running back. I tell the guys, anybody can get the ball and run it. what makes you special and guys that can last a long time on this level and also the next level are the guys that can protect the quarterback, you know. So we try to pride ourselves in being very good pass protectors, and I would say that's the biggest thing I think we're taking the biggest strides in, is that we're doing a great job of recognizing the defenses and also being really good in pass protection and just squaring guys up and using our hands and being physical.
It was D'Anthony Summerhill against Western Kentucky, Tom Smith late against Oregon. What are those guys doing to lend a little bit of depth there in the backfield?
They're working hard in practice. You know, I think the biggest thing is that those guys know if they come out every day and they work hard, that that this staff is going to give them a chance to play. So I think those guys are doing a good job of understanding that it's a long season. You know, anything can happen. Guys can get hurt. That they have to always prepare like they're the starter. So I think those guys are working hard every week, and it's been good to get those guys some reps in some games.
We're with Tennessee running back coach Robert Gillespie, and we'll continue with more in just a moment here on the Butch Jones Show.
It's time to announce the AutoZone player of the game. Get in the zone, AutoZone. In the zone for Tennessee was Michael Pilardi. The senior from Coral Springs, Florida, averaged 23.6 yards on 9 punts, pitting the Ducks twice inside the 20 and got 2 touchbacks. Congratulations to Michael Pilardi, our AutoZone player of the game. AutoZone, proud sponsor of The Vol. Parts are just part of what they do.
I'm a very detailed coach. You know, I believe in the fundamentals. You know, those fundamentals are the things that's going to separate us and make us great players. So, you know, my kids know what they're going to get from me every day, and I expect them to rise to the occasion every day and give me the same thing back.
Low. Drop your pad. You're still high. Ball should be up at all times. Drop your hips. Throw your head back. Stay in a runner's position. He in trouble. He in trouble. Oh, trust him. Hit it. Chin the ball. Chin it. Push up. Squeeze that ball. Twist the elbow move.
I want to make sure I bring guys in here that love football. The grind of it, the watching the film of it, the working the extra hours. This is Tennessee, and we want to make sure we bring those kind of kids in here that want to go the extra mile and put this program back where it should be. You know, I tell my guys every day, they know what they're going to get from it. You know, they're going to get a coach that's high energy, high-fiving, chasing them down the field. And but they got to be willing to take a guy that's going to chew their butt.
Great fundamentals. Drop your butt, eyes up. Violent, right? Let's go. Get up on them. Right there. Punch him. Let's go. Low. Guys, this is an explosion. Put your foot in the ground and get vertical. Let's go. Punch, rip through. Let's go. Go. That's it. Good, get vertical, good. Let's go. Be under control, guys. Be under control. Get up in there, press it there. Chase his hip. Punch. Pant the stake, burst upfield. Good, squeeze the ball. They're gonna try to get the ball out there. Let's go. Chin it, squeeze your elbow. Working Rajon. Get out, burst. Big tough, get upfield.
At the running back position, you know, this conference will test you. And if you're the best in this conference, you're probably the best in the country.
That's Tennessee running back coach Robert Gillespie in action on the practice field. Did you always want to be a coach after you got done with your playing days?
You know what? I'm probably like a lot of our football players. I mean, I had dreams of being an NFL player, and being a coach was probably the furthest thing away. You know, and you know, fortunately, I had a head coach that I played for that saw something in me and thought I had the qualities that it would take to be a football coach. And you know, you just never know what this profession is going to take you.
It's not been that long since you did play, Robert. You came in right at the start of spring camp this year with Tennessee, but you've made a very seamless transition. What has that been like? Why have you been able to blend so seamlessly with this coaching staff and with your position group?
I think it all starts with the head coach. You know, obviously Coach Jones is a great leader. He did a really good job putting together a great offensive staff and defensive staff. So, you know, Jake and all those guys, Mo and Elder, have really put their arms around me. You know, they helped me learn the offense, and then having a great group of kids here. You know, I think that's the part that I think these kids have struggled for a while, but they're great kids. You know, they've been sponges. They've been open to everything that we wanted them to do. So I think, like I said, the head coach and also the players made it a really good transition.
You know, the read option and all the different spread attacks now, it's kind of making the running back position change a lot. What are the things that you look for now in a running back out on the recruiting trails? What does a running back have to do to play in Butch Jones's offense now?
You have to first and foremost be tough. You know, we extra running backs do a lot of things. You know, you have to be able to pass protect. You have to be able to catch the ball out of the backfield. You have to be able to run the ball. You know, so I think that guy has to be the most versatile athlete on your football team. You know, obviously, you know, you want guys that love to compete. You want guys that just have a love and a passion for the game of football, because football is year-round now. It's not a deal where you have a few days off anymore. I mean, you have to constantly be a student of the game, watching film, and also out there conditioning.
You get a homecoming game this week of sorts headed back to Florida. What's that emotion going to be like for you?
It's going to be high like every game. Being able to coach in the SEC, you don't get an off week. So obviously, anywhere we go this week, we be fired up because of the loss we just had. But obviously, going to play a team like Florida, there's a lot of tradition in the Tennessee-Florida rivalry, and so our guys are going to be excited and fired up and ready to go play on the road again.
Coach, good to have you here in Tennessee, and we wish you best of luck this week, you and your running backs against Florida.
Thank you, guys. Thanks.
Robert Gillespie, Tennessee running back coach, and we'll look ahead to the Gators next here on the Butch Jones Show.
It's time for the First Tennessee First Look, a scouting report and look ahead at the Vols' upcoming opponent. Brought to you by First Tennessee Bank, the official bank of the Vols.
Well, the Florida Gators, they rely on their defense right now. Their offense has been struggling. This is some of their defensive work in the loss to Miami. And now the Gators, after a week off, get ready for Tennessee coming to town on Saturday. And again, another challenge for Tennessee.
And an extremely huge challenge for Tennessee, particularly on the offensive side of the ball. Florida has only allowed 27 first downs this season. They're extremely good on third downs. I think have only allowed opponents to convert 2 of 24 third down attempts. And Tennessee has struggled on third down. That's going to be a key down in the contest, Bob.
And you look at Florida, they will look at the game against Oregon to see that Tennessee struggled throwing the football. So you jam it up, stop the run, and that causes problems. So Tennessee's got to make some adjustments. And as like Coach Jones has been saying all along, some playmakers need to step up and start helping out this offense.
Some playmakers have got to step up sooner rather than later. I think only one chunk play over 20 yards in the game against Oregon. That was Josh Smith's long reception for about 51 yards. And then Florida defensively is very, very stout up front. The Gators have already recorded 14 tackles for losses in the first 2 games of the season, so that's going to be Tennessee's challenge.
Well, the one key thing, though, it'll be loud at Florida, but it can't be any louder than it was Saturday at Oregon.
No, that was a good test for Tennessee to have that Oregon experience going into the Florida game, and I liked the message that Coach Jones sent his players after the game. I thought it was very important that he said that, and I thought the players echoed his sentiments and talking with them outside the locker room there in Eugene, saying that we're Tennessee, we're not going to accept losing like this. And they talked about being in the complex today, on Sunday, coming back from that long flight and going back to work.
You talk about silver linings in a loss like this, and they're sometimes hard to find. One good thing is a lot of guys got to play on that stage, and the experience level, you can't really make up for that. I mean, that's one thing these guys have to get, and it's just growing pains.
Depth has been a key for Tennessee going into this season. It continues to be a key, and they're slowly but surely manufacturing some depth, particularly on the defensive line. That's going to be needed even more moving forward as we wait to find out about Travaris Salisbury. He was playing really well before he got injured, so Tennessee needs someone to step up and replace him.
And, of course, Mo Couch will be gone probably for the rest of the season, so obviously a chance for some of these young defensive linemen, and they're going to need him. You can never have enough of them.
You've got a versatile guy like Marlon Wallace, who's a senior. Some young guys are coming on. Jason Carr got his most extensive action to date at Oregon. He's going to be someone that they'll look at to contribute much more heavily moving forward.
So a big challenge for the Tennessee Volunteers on Saturday. They open SEC play against the Florida Gators, and it'll be down in Gainesville. It's a 3:30 Eastern kickoff. Coverage in the Vol Network will start at 2 o'clock Eastern and 1 o'clock Central Time from Gainesville. So thanks for being with us this week for the Butch Jones Show. For John Bryce and for Robert Gillespie, I'm Bob Kessling. Thanks for being with us, and we hope to see you next week right here for the Butch Jones Show on the Vol Network.
This has been a presentation of the Vol Network, produced by IMG, the world's premier sports, media, and entertainment company. For more coverage of this week's game, be sure to watch the Vol Network's 2-hour game replay. Check local listings. Produced at the Huster Broadcast Center.